Hello, this is Clean Coach Carly. I'm the staff nutritionist for Healthy Habits Living. And you know, I love to do experiments with myself. I'm always trying different things to see if they work or how they work. And Berkeley Life nitric oxide test strips are the perfect way to be an experimenter. And remember, I've told you in the past, people that experiment with their health and try to optimize their health by natural means, those people are called biohackers. So here's a little biohacking tip for you. So Berkeley Life test strips. Now, you may have seen test strips in the past for, let's say, ketones. People use those to measure their urinary ketones. There's pH strips that you use in your mouth to check the pH of your mouth. And this is a very similar idea. So each little test strip comes in a silver container. And in the box, there's 10 test strips. So, and that's actually more than enough for a month, because really you're only going to test maybe 2 or 3 times max. But you open them up and it says right here, saliva. So you just put this on your tongue and hold for a few seconds, and then you fold it over onto the other end, okay? And then it will change colors. And according to the box, it has this little key on it to let you know where your nitric oxide levels are. And of course, this is measuring nitric oxide in your saliva. We actually have a lot of nitric oxide in our saliva, or we should, but it's a good measurement of what we have in our entire body. Now, why would you be worried about nitric oxide? Well, it was named Molecule of the Year in 1992. Now, I know that was a long time ago, but the point is, since then, it has been gaining in popularity. I remember when I worked for one of the professional supplement companies, and one of the other reps worked in a medical lab, and she was always talking about nitric oxide. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know what? That's never going to be a supplement. We can never increase our nitric oxide. Well, we can now. So it's important to understand that nitric oxide is an utilized and not very well understood molecule, but it helps with a lot of different things. First of all, you might think about nitric oxide and blood pressure and blood flow. So that is usually what it's known for. And so it's very popular to talk about nitric oxide and increasing it for athletic performance or stamina. And you don't have to be an elite athlete to benefit from increasing your nitric oxide so that your athletic performance can improve, because that overall means your cardiovascular system is improving. And then, of course, we think of it for circulation, and nitric oxide is an important part of erectile function, or lack of it. It causes erectile dysfunction. The other thing that's interesting about nitric oxide, and this is particularly interesting to me, with all my long-standing gut issues, nitric oxide is the molecule that protects your gut, your intestinal cells, from LPS, lipopolysaccharides. And those LPS are a main contributor, if not a main cause, of many people's leaky guts. So if we increase nitric oxide in the gut, we're going to be able to decrease the amount of LPS and improve leaky gut symptoms. Nitric oxide also is responsible for keeping those intestinal cells close together. And we call that closeness the tight junctions. Okay, so nitric oxide is responsible for that as well. It also, in studies, nitric oxide, the higher you get your nitric oxide, the more you are sensitive to insulin. So people who have diabetes have very low nitric oxide levels and very low insulin sensitivity. So if we are able to improve or increase their nitric oxide levels, then their insulin sensitivity will return, which means they are backtracking or decreasing their diabetes symptoms. So that's a good one too. And then nitric oxide can help your immune system. And here's how that works. When we have high amounts or necessary amounts of nitric oxide in the bloodstream, the blood is able to more efficiently and more rapidly carry nutrients to all of our cells, organs, tissues. And so therefore, you're going to get more nutrients to your spleen, where you make your immune cells, or to your gut, where your immune cells are residing. So it kind of, in a roundabout way, helps the immune system. So you're probably wondering, well, where do I get nitric oxide? Well, your body makes it, and you can get it from food, and you can get it from supplements. So if you didn't take a supplement for nitric oxide, which is what I would recommend that you do because they're so effective and useful. But if you weren't taking one, the best place to get more nitric oxide into your body would be to eat beets. Okay, so beets have natural nitrates, not the added chemical ones that are bad for you that are in processed meats, but natural nitrates. And natural nitrates convert very quickly to nitric oxide in your body. In fact, it's calculated at about 45 minutes. So within about 45 minutes, your body will see a surge in nitric oxide. And there are other foods like garlic, spinach, chocolate that have small amounts of natural nitrates. In fact, with spinach, if you wanted to get a measurable difference in your nitric oxide levels, you would have to take or eat about 5 ounces of spinach. And maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you buy those bags of spinach, that's almost one whole bag of spinach. So it is actually a lot of spinach. So why would you want to supplement with nitric oxide? Well, most of us are depleted, and that's why these test strips come in handy, right? Because it can let us know if we have enough nitric oxide producing foods in our diet or if we should take a supplement. Okay, so most of us are going to benefit from the supplement. By the time you're 40 years old, which I'm past that, the enzymes in your body that make nitric oxide for you are only functioning at 50%. So you're already kind of depleted by 50%. By the time you're 40. And then by the time you're 60, so only 20 years later, they're only functioning at 15%. So you really want to get those natural nitrates into your body and or your supplements. Now your supplements, Berkeley Life supplement actually comes from beets. Okay, so instead of having to eat your beets every day, you can just take two capsules. And that is the dose on the Berkeley Life. So they recommend 2 capsules per day with water and after you eat food to help along with the digestive process. And what's interesting is that you can actually test to see if those supplements are working. So like I said, if you take some of the beets or if you take the supplement, the Berkeley Life supplement, you can retest your levels with your saliva strips about 45 minutes later, and you will see that those nitric oxide levels have risen in your body. And so the idea, of course, is to take it for at least 30 days, and that's what the box is. It's a 1-month supply, so that you can consistently get those nitric oxide levels up and see what benefits are happening in your body. So, of course, people are going to take it for different reasons. I would take it for my gut, while maybe someone else would take it for athletic performance or erectile dysfunction. So you've got a 1-month supply with the Berkeley Life Professional. And then, like I said, if you buy the test strips, that's 10 test strips. And you're probably only going to use like 3 per month. I mean, maybe you want to experiment a little and use more, but you're probably not going to use 10. So that 1 box is going to, last you for a bit. So that is nitric oxide, which you can get from beets and spinach in small amounts. But like I said, it is an underutilized and not very well understood molecule that's really important to a lot of facets of our health. And so that is why I recommend those testing strips and a trial at least of 1 month of the Berkeley Life nitric oxide support supplements. Here at Healthy Habits Living, we are here to help you stay on top of the latest research and the trends so that you and I can optimize and enjoy our best lives and our best health. And we are here to help you get healthy so you can stay healthy and be healthy.